Hello there and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be doing my second installment of this makeup is shit and I am not going to be buying it. Or maybe it's not shit, maybe it's just overpriced, maybe it's dull as feck, maybe like we've seen it a million times before, it's just nothing new. To be honest, like I'm a little bit bored with all of the makeup releases at the moment. I do appreciate makeup, like everything else is circular, you know, trends, they come in, they go out, then, you know, they come back again. There's only so many things you can do, and every so often a unique and innovative like new product or new like idea will come along and it'll just blow all of us makeup junkies away. But I don't know if I'm the only one just feeling like just incredibly bored with makeup and all the new releases these days. So yeah, a lot of these products that I'm going to mention today, they bore the shit out of me, to be quite honest. So anyway, oh my gosh guys, I wanted to start the video as well, not necessarily with what I'm not going to buy, but with what I bought and instantly regretted because A, it was shit, and B, it fucking broke. So this is just like a warning to you all. So this is the Skinny Brow Definer by L'Oreal. Usually, like, I'm a huge fan of L'Oreal. I really like their makeup, their skincare, but this is shit, right? So I spent £11 on this fecker, and as you can see, like it's very skinny. Like she's a skinny mini. She's so skinny, in fact, that she just fucking broke. So I'm distracted by how shit my hair looks, and I fear that there's nothing I can do to tweak my hair to make it look more presentable. So I do apologize. I'll just go like that. That looks worse. So right, I used this like a handful of times and then she just snapped. She snapped, and I know that you can probably see the tip, but that's only because I just like I found her laying tragically, you know, with no dignity on my floor, and I popped her back in. But literally every time you use her, she just either breaks or pops out. Waste of my hard-earned money. So please, please, please don't buy this shit. I'm going to try and be quite quick. I say this every time, don't I? Oh, I'm going to be quick. And then like an hour later, here I am still trying to explain things. Dude's meowing. Can you hear dude? Dude! Dude, what's happening? Dude, it's raining outside, mate. You don't want to go out there. He'll just be meowing to come back in then. Anyway. Oh my gosh. Okay, so up first we have a new highlighter. Oh, I don't know if it's new or not, or if it's just, I think it's just newly released because they've released it in like a mini size, but this is by Benefit and it's the Dandelion Twinkle Highlighter Powder. Okay, so I was in Boots last week and they had this out and I swatched it, and it was like she just was not in the room. It was just a prop. She was there for us to look at, not to actually like do anything with. Sorry, the meowing is very distracting. Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. So I swatched her and she was awful. And there's also a picture here which is, you know, a model, like, so you would assume that this model, she's wearing this highlighter, but I do not see any, I see a bit of highlighter, like, but it's nothing that I would want to spend £28 on, to be honest. When Benefit are great, they're brilliant. But when Benefit are not so great, they are just a complete waste of your money. I find that there's not much in between with Benefit. It's either like a super amazing quality product that you just feel is worth every penny, or it's just like below bog standard. I don't like this, and I would say to you, please do not buy this, because if you actually want a highlighter that's going to be seen on your face, give her a wide berth. Okay, so next we have a eyeshadow quad, and this is by Suck-Q, and it's called the Signature Colour Eyes. So, you know, looking at this palette, you may think, oh, well, like, she's not bad, like, she looks okay. She's £48 for £48 for 4 very basic and, in my opinion, quite boring like eyeshadows. Am I missing something here? It's like £48, guys. I don't know where they get off charging this much. We have a lot of either drugstore or actually, I scrap that. I do generally feel that drugstore eyeshadow palettes are quite shit. But we have a lot of more like, you know, even like Makeup Revolution, which, yeah, I know, hit or miss. You don't have to pay like £48 for 4 eyeshadows from Suck You. I say, suck you, and suck your palette too. Suck you all. Okay, so Huda Beauty is coming at us with some brand new £9 palettes. So I feel like Huda Beauty is very clever. She's realised she can just release £9 palettes of any variety, bunch them up, make it a category. We have the neons, we have the animal prints, and now we have the colour block range. Whilst I do feel like there's a market for these palettes, and I definitely feel like they will be quite well received, I just feel like it's not innovative. It's nothing that any of us have not seen before. I think they're very well kind of curated palettes. I think they've been kind of artfully put together, and they're very like aesthetically pleasing. I think they've really nailed the colour combos, and whilst I do think that these palettes are going to be well received, I'm sure that they will be big sellers, especially as we are moving into summer. These are very like summery, you know, kind of colourful palettes. Yeah, I'm not into it. They're the makeup's version of a feature wall. Every so often, like, you might be like, oh wow, I fancy a feature wall look today, but I don't think that every day is like a feature wall look kind of day. Okay, so next we have a mascara by Makeup Revolution, and the reason why I've mentioned this today, and I'm going to put a picture up here, is because, like, how many X's can we get until we just have X'd ourselves out? So we have the XX Revolution, XXX Extreme Volume Mascara. It's just that the overuse of the X in this description that is really frustrating me right now. The mascara, she could be great, but all of these X's are making me believe otherwise, because I'm just thinking she doth protest too much about this mascara. So that's the reason why I will not be buying this mascara. Okay, so sticking with Makeup Revolution, we have their new foundation. So this one is called the IRL filter, which I believe is meant to stand for in real life, i.e. you don't need a filter. Our foundation will make your skin look like you've put it through a filter. So this foundation is described as being a filter in a bottle. This ingenious liquid foundation gives you a flawless complexion for up to 16 hours. Personally, the reason why I'm not buying this foundation is because I don't like the whole jumping on, like this whole, ooh, we want to look like we're in a filter, because life is not a filter. Nobody has perfect skin. I don't like this constant pushing of, you know, perfection. I just think it's really negative for all of our younger people to have to try and meet all of these unrealistic expectations, and I can't help but feel that Makeup Revolution are kind of promoting that almost. You know, I would appreciate it if maybe they released this and it was called something like None of Us Have Perfect Skin, but this foundation will definitely make your skin look better than it did before. To me, that would be genuine, authentic, and it would really make me want to spend my hard-earned money on it. But I just find it a little bit sickly, this whole IRL filter, and I feel like it's probably going to be like it's marketed to the younger people. I feel like the younger people are going to be like, ooh, IRL, because they love acronyms. But for those who are maybe a bit more mature, seeing this foundation, it probably will make you just want to throw up all over the bottle display in Superdrug, because you're just thinking, oh my gosh, like seriously, is this where we're at now? No. And this is probably just coming from me, who is 39. I'm sure if there was a 17-year-old you know, YouTuber, they would probably have very different views, or maybe have different views on the foundation. I am not the the demographic I don't think that the marketing team are going for, but I just don't like this perpetration of this whole idea that for our skin to look good it must have gone through a filter or it must be perfect, because that's not right. And also, just as a side note, Makeup Revolution foundations, like, I've never met one that I've liked, so that's just a bias from me. Okay, so Urban Decay have released a new eyeshadow palette. This is called the Wild Greens palette. Again, like similar to Benefit, I feel like Urban Decay, they're either killing it or they are totally missing the point. And Urban Decay recently has just been missing the point a lot, in my opinion. Like, one of my favourite palettes is by Urban Decay, and it's the Born to Run palette. I've got it up there. So I love the Born to Run palette. I'm actually wearing it today. But this Wild Greens palette, I just feel like is maybe missing a trick. I feel like we've seen her before. We know her. We went to school with her. We've kissed her boyfriend. No, maybe not kissed her boyfriend. We kissed her boyfriend before it was her boyfriend. We once let her use our mascara because she forgot to bring it in that day. Like, we know her, we've seen her, she's nothing new. She's £39.50. I'm just waiting for Urban Decay to do something like truly fun and exciting. Okay, so next we have the Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess Nuit, the summer look palette. I'm sorry, but to me this is not a summer look palette. This is at best an autumn moving into winter palette. There's nothing about this that screams summer. Yes, she has champagne tones. Yes, she has gold and she has a bronze. So yeah, that you could argue they're quite summery, but the rest are autumnal. Okay, so coming in next we have Pat McGrath with their £64 6-pan palette. And I have Pat McGrath palettes and I have Pat McGrath makeup, and I have not really met a Pat McGrath product that I've not liked. £64 for 6 eyeshadows is taking the piss a bit. It's taking the piss. As we come out of the pandemic, globally, I feel like every single country in the world is going through some kind of pandemic. And I just don't think this is the moment to be releasing a £64 palette. And I could have even picked their £115 or £140 palette, which I did see on my travels. I'm sorry, like, any palette over the £64, it's immediately exempt from being something that we should be spending our hard-earned money on. We are not in that moment. Well, I'm not in that. Maybe this is just me. I am not in a moment of being able to spend or wanting to spend over £64 on an eyeshadow palette. Maybe if this eyeshadow palette contained 20 shades, maybe then, but probably not. Okay, so next we have the Dior Backstage Glow Face palette. So the reason why I'm mentioning this one is because, to me, there's not enough variation in the shades. We have the yellow gold up in the corner, champagne, slightly less intense champagne, even slightly less intense champagne. There's just not enough variation for me. What I would have loved to have seen here would have been the yellow gold, maybe like champagne, maybe even like a light bronze, and then maybe something else. Like, I'm not a makeup creator, so I don't know, but I look at this palette and I'm just thinking, I see like 2 shades as opposed to 4, and I think if you're going to be paying £36, I want a little bit more of a variation. And I have not swatched this palette, I've not seen her in person, so maybe in person, like, maybe the shades look a lot different, which I fully accept could be a possibility, but I can only go off this photo, and this is a photo that the Dior brand have taken in which to market their product, and either it's a complete fail in marketing and they just didn't capture the variation in the different shades correctly, or maybe they've just fecked up with this. Like, tell me, what do you think? Do you feel like when you actually use these shadows on your face, they're just going to be interchangeable? Because, like, apart from the yellow gold one, these 3 champagnes are just going to look exactly the same on your face. Okay, so next we have a palette from the Gucci brand, and this is the Floral Eyeshadow Palette. Whilst I do think she looks nice, she doesn't look £145 nice. Okay, so sticking with Dior, they have released a new nail varnish, which is called Golden Hour. These cost £22, and my view is there's really good affordable nail polishes out there that don't cost £22. I could go and get my nails professionally done for £25. So why would I want to buy a nail polish that, I mean, who knows, maybe when it's on your nails, maybe it lasts for 2 weeks, but I imagine that it's probably not going to. I would much rather just wander into my local nail salon and get myself pampered and get my nails done professionally, get gels on there, and have the confidence that, you know, they're going to last like at least 2 weeks. I just think this is taking the piss. And I feel like, yeah, the upper echelons of society probably, I mean, do they spend their money on this, or do they just get their nails done? Like, who is the market for a £22 nail polish? Because I would feel like if you've got the money to spend that, you've probably also got the money to just go get your nails done. Or is this for off days where you just don't have the time to go get your nails done? I don't know. Who cares? I just won't be buying it. Okay, so moving over to Shine, we have their Burgundy eyeshadow palette. To me, this just looks a bit dull, honestly. Like, we've seen her a million times before. Yes, she's affordable. She costs £7.49, so it's not like, you know, they're asking like a shitload of money for her. But I just feel like Shine and the Shiglam brand, you know, they are capable of being a little bit more creative than maybe this palette. I have tried eyeshadows from Shine before, and the quality has actually been really, really good. But it's just, for me, when I look at this palette, like as purely like an aesthetic kind of perspective, I just don't find her to be very exciting. And even though she's affordable, I won't be buying her. Okay, so sticking with Shiglam, as you know, they recently brought out a new and improved formula of their faux freckle pen, which I am a huge stan for their faux freckle pen. I've tried many a faux freckle pen and many a different technique. What's that? That doesn't make sense. I've tried many other techniques to create faux freckles, and my favourite way to create faux freckles other than henna is the faux freckle pen by Shiglam. They recently brought out a few new shades. They brought out a purple one and a blue one. When I first looked at this, like these shades, I was wowed. I was thinking, oh my gosh, like how cool would it be to have blue and purple freckles? But then the more I thought about it, like the more I thought, no, actually, I don't think so. I think the whole reason why, for me, and I'm only speaking for me, my opinion on this, but for me, like freckles, I just think look so eternally cute. But I just think purple or blue for freckles, like no, not for me, not for me. Whilst I do appreciate the fact that they've stepped outside of the freckle zone, they've stepped outside of it and they've tried to bring us something new, and I'm sure there's going to be a market for this. I am not at that market, so I won't be buying the coloured faux freckle pens. Okay, so next we have a release by Muffet, and this is the Morphe and Nian Face Fairy Tale Artistry palette. So I'm not familiar with this. I assume it's a YouTuber or an influencer. She's absolutely gorgeous, like a gorgina, but I am not familiar with her. The reason why I'm mentioning this palette is that we've seen her before, and this is a perfect example of why I'm getting a bit bored of makeup in general, because how many coloured like eyeshadow palettes are going to be released before they realise that we've already got them? Okay, so guys, this next one is not a new release, but every time I see this palette, I look at it and I just feel sad. I feel sad because I think this is so shit. So this is the Lime Crime Venus XL eyeshadow palette. I just think this looks dull as shit, and I don't know why they did it. And I actually have their pink I don't know where she's somewhere about here, but I have their other version of this, which was like full of like pinks and corals and reds, and you know, if you wanted to create like a Valentine's look, that would be the palette to go for. But I know from that palette the formula is a bit shit, so I can only imagine what the formula is like in this palette with much lighter shades. I just feel like this is so dull. Okay, so next we have a complexion balm. This is by Hermes. Last time I checked, Hermes, they made bags. Why are they making foundations now? And this has the audacity to cost £65. Why? I don't want to be buying. Oh, I've just noticed it's a bestseller apparently on the Selfridges website. So obviously, like, people are buying it. But why? I associate Hermes as being like designer bags, like luxury bags. Why do all of these like fashion houses now feel like they've got to be dipping their toe into the makeup world? For me, I just don't respect the makeup, because I feel like they've not started their makeup brand out of a love for makeup. They've just thought, oh, where can we diversify to? You know, let's diversify. And then they said, oh, let's get some makeup. Let's do makeup. But I don't respect the makeup, because I feel like it's just an add-on to their other stuff that they do, probably a lot better. They're like the masters of the over expensive bag. They're now thinking, oh, well, we can be masters of makeup too. You can't be masters of makeup too, you feckers. Okay, so next we have a foundation from the Suck-You brand. Again, with the Suck-You brand. And well, there's two reasons that this pisses me off. One, it's £72 and it's a tiny little fecking bottle. But two is the name. It is called the Liquid Foundation. I'm sorry, but come on, you twat, you absolute twat. The Liquid Foundation. Oh, get over yourself, so cute. Okay, so next we have the Bare Minerals Maximist Phyto Fiber Volumizing Mascara. The actual wand itself looks fucking huge, but I'll reserve judgment on that because I've not actually seen her in person. The reason why this pissed me off was the description. Okay, are you ready for this? So it says, we've got 4 words for you. Upcycled orange peel fibres. Granted, these are not the first 4 words you might expect to read in a description of a new mascara, but that unexpected volume-building ingredient is one of the things that set Bare Minerals Maximist Phyto Fiber Volumizing Mascara apart from other formulas. So for a long time I've believed that out of all the makeup in the makeup world, the descriptions for mascara is just OTT, bullshitty, overhyped, and just taking the piss, and nothing sums it up more than this description. Upcycled orange peel fibres. How did they even find out that upcycled orange peel fibres are of any benefit whatsoever to your lashes? Which scientists worked that one out? I just think they're taking it too far now. It just feels like bullshit to me. Because it feels like bullshit, it makes me just not want to buy it. Okay, so guys, that brings us to the end of this what I am definitely not going to be buying video. Most of it is just because I do not have the money, but I think, as you've seen though, there are other determining factors that have made me not want to buy these products. So anyway, guys, I am going to go. I'm pooped from all of the bullshittery, to be honest. So I'm going to go, but thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.